Yo, what's up? It's the one and only KNOWLEDGE562. I look around at my people sometimes. When I say my people, I'm talking about my black and brown people. And I've noticed that, we really strive for self-humanity. And if you guys don't know what that is, that's the strive for wanting to feel human. Now, the reason I say this is because if you look at a lot of the things that especially black folks do, a lot of our priorities are out of the wrong slots. We'll go out and spend $150 on Air Jordans, or we'll go out and buy the new Rockaware and Sean John. I know those labels are kind of played out now, but y'all get my drift where I'm going at. We'll go out and buy all this bullshit that really doesn't mean anything and really doesn't even really define us. But we'll still go out and spend our rent money, take your car, no money, your gas money, stuff you might even need for your children, to go out and buy some bullshit just to stunt in front of everybody else. And then, I look at the hip-hop industry. I look at, just black folks in the entertainment business as a whole. And it's like, we always got to kind of put on this front, like, we stunned and we got money. And, you see like the Cash Money cats, talk about how much money they got. And, we doing this and we doing that. And when you really look at it, it's a big insecurity within our culture. Since the beginning of time, we've always been kind of looked at as less human. It's just like, I'm sure you guys have heard about black folks being 3/5 of a human. We've always strived to want to be equal as Caucasians here in this country. We've always wanted to be on the same economical level. We've always wanted to obtain the same power as Caucasians have in this country. And I think when we finally get our hands on money, we're steady buying, the high fashion and the shoes and the cars and the jewelry, just so we can we feel like we're part of them. Because a lot of times we define our worth and, our value as a person by, how much money we have, or, material possessions that we obtain. And, it's really bullshit. And I look at, the hip-hop community and how they market out, these clothes. You got the what's the name? Russell Simmons had put out Fat Farm a couple of years ago. LL had did FUBU. Jay-Z and Dame Dash did the Rockefeller thing. And you had Sean John, Echo, G-Unit. All these different, quote-unquote high labels. And go in Macy's, look at some of this urban gear, this hip-hop gear, whatever you want to call it. This shit is like, $35, $40 for a t-shirt. Go in Foot Locker, look at Michael Jordan shoes, or, the Air Forces or the Timbs, what quote-unquote black folks wear. This shit is like $100, $150, $200. I was in Shriek, I don't know if y'all know about that store, looking at some Timbs or whatever. I saw a nice pair of Timbs. I was like, damn, those are cool. Looked at the price, $189. $189 for a damn boot that probably cost them 50 cents to make. And I look at these things and I ask myself, most of these hip-hop artists come from the urban community. They come from the hood. They're talking their songs. I'm from, Bankhead. I'm from Compton. I'm from, the BX or Queens. All these urban environments that are quote-unquote you would consider the projects. But when they finally get some money, the clothes that they market out to the public is extremely high. Pair of pants, $70. T-shirts, $35, $40, $50. Now, if you would really want to help your community and really want to get your brand and your clothes out to your people that for the most part, especially when it comes to African Americans, we live in the struggle. We're in those environments that you guys came out of. Why is it that your clothing is so expensive? And then I look at it from an African American point of view. If you look at a lot of your peers, we don't respect things that are cheap. Stephon Marbury put out a shoe a couple of years ago. You know, he specifically put it out for, you know, a reasonable value, because he said, you know, he came from a single parent household, and you know, he remembered his mother struggling, and he wanted the type of shoes, you know, the Gary Paynes and Jordans and everything, and his mother couldn't afford those type of shoes. So he specifically put out reasonable shoes, you know, 30, no more than 40 bucks, so that the urban community can go out and buy them. You know, you can look nice, you can have the urban gear in the latest fashion, but on a reasonable budget. And black folks looked at him like, nigga, you crazy? Black folks didn't even go out and buy the clothing just because it wasn't, you know, $100 or $150 shoe or clothing. LL did the same thing. Put out reasonable clothing for the urban community, but nobody went out to buy it. And you know, it goes back to that same cycle that I was talking about, wanting to feel human and wanting to feel like you're better than the next person. You know, I remember 50 Cent made a comment. He said, you can have two cats coming out of the projects, coming out the same project building. One dude could be raggedy, busted, you know, got on some, you know, Kmart clothes, and another guy can come out and have the J's on, you know, have the freshest clothes on, brand new haircut or whatever. But the one that's all G'd up and fresh, he feels like he's better than that other person just because he has those material items on. Now remember, both of these cats are coming out the same project building, which means they're both in the same economical state. But somehow, because that other guy has, you know, the expensive clothes on, the fresh haircut, the J's on, he feels like he's better. And it's just a cycle, you know, within, you know, African Americans and Hispanics too. But I think it's, you know, it's more potent within the African American culture, because, you know, we've just been poisoned by this myth, thinking that, okay, well, I'm defined by my money. I'm defined by how much, you know, what's in my bank account, or, you know, what type of car I have, or what type of house I have. We feel defined by it. So that's why you see a lot of these jokers, as soon as they get in the rap game, they putting on the $100,000 chain. You know, they got the brand new Lamborghini and all that shit, and not saving any money. Don't even get their mom out of the hood. The mom in the damn Days Inn or some shit like that. You know, the motel. But you see them on the video and they stunning with all this bullshit. But you know, it's just a cycle that I feel like our people have to get out of. You know, we got to get out of this mindset that, you know, we have to have money, and we have to have the most expensive things, and we have to do this and do that to feel part. You know, it's this whole concept, you know, if you don't have money, you're a piece of shit. You know, if you're not light skinned, you're ugly. You know, if you're not this, you're that. You know, it's a vicious cycle that we just got to break. And understand that we are human. You're not any less or any greater than, you know, a Caucasian in this country. You might have lack of resources. It might be tough for you to move up in this country, but nobody's no less and no better. But that's just the point I want to make today. You know, I feel like this is a big problem, you know, and it's not just, it's with the media and black folks that have money, and then it's a problem within the people who don't have money. It's just a poison altogether. But y'all comment, rate, subscribe, give me your feedback. You know, let me know, you know, what you feel about this situation and how it affects our culture. But I'm out, y'all. Peace.